Hello everybody, welcome back to the Color Gemstone Academy. I am your instructor Paul Deasy, and this is my YouTube channel. It is the Paul Deasy Gemstones channel. Now once again, I want to apologize. This is going to be my lesson on Peridot, and it was supposed to happen last week, but due to situations beyond my control, when our internet cable was cut, I had to wait until they got our internet back. But better late than never. This is one of my absolute favorite gemstones to talk about. It is called Peridot. And I think personally it is one of the most underpriced and underrated beautiful gemstones in all of the world. Well, first let me get some of the boring statistics out of the way. Number one, what is the chemical composition? It is a magnesium iron silicate. Iron, of course, is something that over time turns green, so it helps give it that beautiful green color. Sometimes referred to as olivine. And I will talk to that a little bit later on in this lesson. I don't think that's really a good descriptive of what this powerful color can really look like. It is the birthstone for the month of August, which is why I wanted to get it done, shoot it in the month of August, and it will be dropping in the middle of August. Anniversary, it is the 16th anniversary stone. It is also a stone of the zodiac for Libra, which I believe is the 23rd of September to the 23rd of October. Hardness, 6.5 to 7 on the Mohs scale of hardness, but it's right up there with kind of the same as quartz. Toughness is considered fair to good. Again, not that much different from quartz. Refractive index is 1.64 to 1.69, and the specific gravity or the heft of that gemstone is 3.34. So to give you something to compare that to, a sapphire would be a 4. It's not quite as dense as a sapphire would be. As far as how does it react to heat, light, and chemicals? Well, heat, extreme heat could cause fracturing of the stone, which I wouldn't recommend that on any gemstones really. It's why I don't recommend steam cleaning. I don't recommend, generally speaking, the vibration technique of cleaning. Warm soapy water is pretty much all that you need. Light, it is very stable, so you don't have to worry about exposure to direct sunlight. Chemicals, like I say, pretty much with all gemstones, avoid any acids. Now here's the most important part. The treatments. What is a treatment for Peridot? As you know, and I've told you this many, many times, most gems are treated in some way, shape, or form to improve the appearance or performance of a gemstone. It could be heat treated, it could be irradiated, it could be dyed, all of those things. This is actually some of the rough. I'm going to pour this on a kind of a black background so you can see this. This is the Peridot in the rough. I'm going to tilt it so you can see a little bit better. That's completely natural. That's untreated. There is no treatment whatsoever for Peridot, and that's one of the things that I think that really sets it apart, kind of like garnet. No treatment whatsoever. It's never been synthetically reproduced. It's never had a reason to, because it's one of the more affordable gemstones. So care and cleaning, as I said, for this one, warm soapy water. That's all you're ever going to need for this one. Now this has a pretty long and storied history of mining. Now it was first discovered in Egypt, or off an island off the coast of Egypt, in around 1500 BC. So we're talking about 3,500 years ago. And the act of mining of this mineral, again on that, it's an island off the coast of Egypt. It was actually called a couple of different things. Zabergad is the name of the island. It has different pronunciations of that. St. John's Island, I don't know how you get that from Zabergad, but that was I guess the English influence on that name, St. John's Island. And also, many, many years ago, it was referred to as topazios, because the gems on there they were calling topaz. Well, topaz has never been discovered on that particular island. But more importantly, as we talk about the history of this stone, we've all probably heard of the famous Cleopatra emerald mines. Everybody talked about how spectacular that must have been. Well, most historians, me included in the gemstone industry, believe that it was not Cleopatra wearing emeralds from the emerald mines. It was in fact probably very high grade Peridot. Yeah, you heard that right. All these years the Cleopatra mines were probably, in fact, Peridot. Okay, so we have established that it was first discovered on that island off the coast of Egypt 3,500 years ago. Now, what are some of the other important sources for this incredible gemstone called Peridot? Well, one is actually in a place very appropriately called Peridot, Arizona. And as you can see by the map, that is just north of Tucson, a little bit east of Phoenix, and it is on the Navajo Indian Reservation. And in fact, you have to have Indian descent, especially Navajo tribe descent, in order to mine that. Legally, I could not go on and mine that material in any way, shape, or form. I would get arrested for doing so. So that is one of the really big and important sources of Peridot. Other major sources, India, I'll get back to that in a minute, Pakistan, and also China. And China has really kind of changed the dynamics of the affordability of this stone in the last probably 20 years. Now, there's also been some minor deposits found in places like Australia or Brazil, Egypt, Myanmar, which used to be called Burma, Norway, and South Africa. So those are kind of all of the areas in the world where this was found. But I want to tell you why I have such a close connection to this gemstone and why I love it so much, and it's been one of the most popular gems that I've ever sold. In the 80s, when I first started in the shopping channel business, I was just a young lad at 28 or 29 years old when I started at HSN. And I became sort of the gem expert after I got my degree from the GIA. And back then, I think a lot of the Peridot was coming from India. And that was where it came. I told you I'll get back to this about, it was really kind of also called olivine because it's sort of a drab kind of khaki green color. Not really bright, not really special in any way. But that was back in the early days of the shopping channel business. Well, in the last probably 10 years, I found a source for this material in the northeast province of China called Jilin. And it had some of the brightest and most exceptional Peridot I've ever seen at very, very affordable prices. And I'll never forget the very first time I was on Shop NBC, when it was called that back then. And I was, I had my first ever Peridot ring that I was presenting on that network. And it was a 2.54 carat Peridot. I'll probably never find a picture of it. But it was affectionately known as the ring, because I got on the air and I said, and this is why it became my favorite. It just blew my mind. I would been in this business a long time. I'm known as an expert in the business. I would talk to people at trade shows, and people would come up to me, "Oh, I saw you on TV," and would strike up conversations. And then I'd say, "Oh, you know, when were you born?" They say August. I say, "Oh, Peridot's your birthstone," and the reaction was almost universal. Yeah, not crazy about it. And I would be like, "Are you kidding me? It's amazing. It's beautiful." Sometimes I'd even pull out, you know, a Peridot, like something like this in a ring, and show it to them, and they'd say, "Well, that's pretty. What is that?" And I'm like, "It's Peridot." And they're like, "No, it's not." It most certainly is. And so when I had that first item on Shop NBC, I told the customers, "Listen, I know a lot of you think that you don't like Peridot, but I want to challenge you right now. Pick up this ring." It was around 150 bucks. It was 2.54 carat, like I want to say a 6x4 oval or 7x5 oval, whatever it was, for about $150. And I said, "Listen, if you don't like it, I don't want you to keep it. I don't want you to keep anything that I designed that you don't like. But if you do like it, tell me what you think about it." Well, that became the highest rated item that I have ever had in my career. No, it averaged like 4.8 out of 5 stars, thousands of them sold. And it spawned what I call the former Peridot haters club. So that's why I say, you know, this is something you want to give it a shot. So let's talk about this in terms of jewelry. Is it readily available? Yes. Many of you have been asking me, "Paul, when are we going to be able to get your designs? Are you going to be in a shopping channel again?" And the truth is, I'm happy to announce now, and those of you that watch our Sunday Fun Days probably already know this, I have partnered with Michael Valatutti and his manufacturer from Canada called Nathan Hennick Company. And and right now you can buy my Peridot on gemsandvogue.com. I spelled it out for you below, GEMSENVOGUE.com. And in honor of that, now I have no idea when you're going to be watching this show, but it's dropping tomorrow, I think is the 14th or 15th of August. And that's when this show is going to go live on my YouTube channel. And I have a whole collection of, and on the website you'll see Peridot, you'll see opal, you'll see some beads, and you'll see turquoise. And I'll be adding to that as we go. But it's gemsandvogue.com. And what's important about that is any purchase you make $75 or more, you will get free shipping, 3-year limited warranty. If you need to get a ring size, we can do that for a nominal fee. But I wanted to show you something really special. I'm really proud of this. This is my first Peridot design ring that I'm doing with this company. It is 9 carats, actually a little over 9 carats of Peridot, far outweighing what I did in my first ever Peridot. Has about close to 5.5 grams of precious metal sterling silver, all bezel set stones. Here's the best part. If you get this, and I want you to always go to gemsandvogue.com and check out what we have. Customer service is second to none. But if you get this before the 20th, before midnight on the 20th of August 2020, this ring with over 9 carats of Peridot is $79. Free shipping. So I want you to try that. I want you to check that out. It's been a long time in planning. I'm really happy that I will have this venue to be able to bring you gemstones. I'll still do the lessons, of course. But I wanted to do a little commercial on what's coming up on the website so you can peruse. And if you like something, pick it up. And I won't be happy unless you are thrilled with the item. So you always have a money back guarantee. Well, that's going to do it. Again, a belated lesson on Peridot. I hope that you enjoyed it. I always enjoy doing this with you. If you do like what you see, please subscribe. It's absolutely free. It costs you nothing, and you can watch these lessons absolutely for free. I do these lessons generally every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, so I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching.